Good morning, friends. Nice to see you again. My name is Bernard, and welcome to my channel. On this video, I'm going to do a brief discussion of the Lento section of the Ziguenerweisen by Sarasate. I'll discuss both interpretation and technique, much as I would at a lesson with a student. So, the beginning of the piece of this Lento, starting, it's very interesting because I was just checking to see how I actually am playing, have evolved it, and most of the time my tempo stays within this 96 for an eighth note, but the piece is so, sentimental, emotional, that I think a lot of it is driven depending on where and how you're playing it. For example, here I'm playing it unaccompanied, so I'm naturally taking more liberties with the tempo. If I were to play this with an orchestra with a conductor, I'd probably be a little bit stricter in the sections where the orchestra is playing fairly closely. It's not too interactive. It's mainly quarter notes. But I mean, a conductor has to know, have some idea where I'm playing. I can't just play really, really free. And if you go through my little performance of this section, you'll see that it's pretty rare for me to fill out every eighth note or quarter note, as maybe I would if I were playing with an orchestra. So I already went through a lot of this first half of this section for you on a previous discussion. I did make a couple of changes. Like on the second line, instead of recovering my bow at this point, because there's no rests in the music, I decided to take the next F and do up down, so I would have the line continued, except instead of this look right here and then like this. I just didn't feel good about taking that bow recovery. So this is a way to cheat it out, if you will. And I can still make forte even though it's on an up bow because I'm kind of sliding down. It just gives a little bit more rubato. This time through, I was a little more careful in the third line, where there's that rubato retard, pull back, and then go forward. I was a little bit more careful each time I played these. I was, in general, now after more practice, I was just a little less spontaneous, so that my techniques were a little bit clearer. Like on this is 1, 2, 3, fifth line. I was just a little bit clearer on that, and you could play around with that. And the same going into the second section, which we haven't discussed at all. At the beginning of this is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in my music. I'm generally taking that as a più mosso, more moving, going ahead a little bit right away. I think it's fairly traditional. Many people do that instead of. We've done this so many times back in the original tempo that this is a place where we can move it a little bit. And then we have these harmonics. And then in the next section, this tends to be back in tempo 1. Now, I suggest as far as the technique goes here, with this flying spiccato, that you take the bow off the string. I like to start after the F sharp. I take the bow off the string and I'm sort of beating. I got 6 notes. I have to play 3 on each string. And then the last one I put on the string. And I go up. I'm anticipating after I play anticipate the elbow. And then we've got this left-hand pizzicato, of which I will do a separate video talking about left-hand pizzicato in Sarasate, but it's really just basically a pull Then the next is no problem. Oh, when we get here, I like to have a little extra bowing so I can get that high B harmonic on an up bow. So I have plenty of extra bow just in case it doesn't want to ring. I'll have a little extra time doing it that way. And I do play a harmonic. It's not marked in the part. And then we have this lick. You have to be really careful. So you've got 3 notes on the E string, 2 notes on the A string, 3 notes on the D string. Just be conscious of that. And then you shoot up there. Again, remember, anticipate the elbow action. A little extra rubato there, and then I come back to the A string, just picking out second position. You just get the feeling for the second position, just like the first position, in the thumb, and you can be pretty reliable on that. So we have the same lick, and take the bow off the string, and then notice I'm going across the different strings for the rubato effect. On the next licks, same thing there. I like to split that up. Some people play with 4 of each one, and that's nice too, but I like to have an up bow here. So this is a way for me to cheat it out. I could start up bow. Another possibility, I didn't take that option this time. Then we have the natural harmonics. Interesting how that works, how we play 2-3. And it sounds so different. Okay, and on the next lick, I like getting a little extra schmaltz in there. And then I'm really conscious coming down here. I come down to second position. Most of the time it's been played, I remember when I was young, I used to play in the first position, but it was much more difficult for me. Come down to second position, stay in second, and then here, with a little left-hand pizzicato, then do it like that. It seems to work okay on this one. Down, slur it. And then this lick, this is a tough one. Again, when I was young, I always had problems, and now it's not so hard for me. So I'm coming third position with the extension back on the A flat, and then coming right over to the A string. And then I pull off the first finger for the 2 left-hand pizzicatos. Next thing is not a big deal until we get here. What I really find on my violin, I really need to pull my bow close to the bridge. And then when I come down on this kind of shaking action, I want to use quite a bit of bow, so when I hit this B, I can put a fermata on it. And then I started white. White sound means no vibrato. So I start it white and then I warm it up. Gives a lot of passion in that. And then I notice there's usually a big fermata on the stroke. You got your audience in the palm of your hand. You want them to make them wait for that last lick. And then there's this. It's a tough lick. You got to practice it slow. I like to get right into half position there on the F sharp, third finger. And then I go back into first, and it's kind of back and forth. Seems to work pretty well. I don't like using this extension 2-to-1. And there's that root, you know, that passion of, and then a little extra. And it should be easy for a conductor or a pianist to find after you play the, and then the chord comes in right on that last C. Okay, I hope, oh, I see I've spent about 10 minutes. I hope I didn't go too long. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comments. And I hope this is helpful for you to give you just some idea of how I interpret this piece and solve some of the technical issues in it. I'll be coming on with the next section, which is the molto lento, and then we'll have the finale vivace. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Have a great, great day.